Okay, we're doing another live community tier list. We've gotten a couple of changes to the tier maker live voting system since I last recorded. First and foremost, I'm on a bigger like 1440p screen now, so you guys are getting a higher resolution and I can actually see more characters on screen. That's pretty cool. And we can toggle between most votes and average rating. What that means is we've seen in previous tier lists, in fact, the tier maker people were watching my streams and observed this live, which was super cool that I got to be a part of this. Some weapons, troll weapons mainly, but some weapons they were disputed, would get 51% votes for, or like 51 votes for S and like 50 votes for F. So then that weapon goes in the S tier, but the average rating was really more in the middle. So I think I might keep this one on average rating just so we can see like the average the average rating. It's so straightforward, I don't know how to explain it. So obviously we are voting on all the ninjas. We've got 118 people watching on Twitch and YouTube. If you guys ever want to be a part of this broadcast, Twitch link down below. As you can see by the chat up here, it's kind of the place to be because all my commands and everything work a lot better on Twitch, but I do stream on YouTube lately. So yeah, I think we're all ready. Hall Camera, thank you for the sub. Let's start it off. This is Alchemist Sarah. She makes it so that smoke bombs heal you. It's a really simple ability. It's a really nice one to have. Live event paused? Did I not actually start the event? Okay, now we're going. I think she's an A tier hero. I've said this forever. She's a really good support perk to just throw into a build and make it work. If you have smoke bombs and you need some kind of healing, I think A tier, but I've always been pretty generous about that. The community is leaning more towards B or C tier. There are a lot of really good healing characters. Obviously, Coconuts just does her job better. And there are actual traps that heal you, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It looks like we're voting more towards B tier. I'm curious now, because most votes would put it in B, and it looks like average rating is, yeah. Whiteout Fiona! Oh, S tier. Yeah, yeah. So she ups the crit rating of swords, axes, and scythes. She is great. Critting more often is hugely powerful. She's an awesome support perk. I've used her in the commander slot in a lot of loadouts, and obviously my community is going to know how good she is because I have named my favorite melee loadout the build with her in the lead, so it's really good. Yeah, so A tier might be a little low. I think S tier is where the community's at, and I don't disagree. So who do we got next? Is this Whirlwind Scorch or Dragon Scorch? Is this Whirlwind or Dragons? Because that matters. That matters. Let me pull up the game real quick here. I have this open in advance because I knew this would come up. Because Dragon Scorch... hold on. Let me go to my locker. Oh, boy. Oh, you can't change styles right now. All right. I need to go to a different resource. All right, so I've got my folder of thumbnails here. You can see Dragon Scorch is clearly labeled with the brown, and Whirlwind, who is very different, has the gold touches. I'm gonna keep this open on the side. That's my cheat sheet. So you guys have been putting this character in S tier, but we're actually not talking about Dragon Scorch. I'm so glad I caught that. Let me go to the hero section once more, sorted by name. Whirlwind is all the way down here. I've not even leveled him up. Crescent Kick Impact. Crescent Kick Impact is not S tier. So now that we've got that correction, I'm sorry for the three of you. I'm going to put him in F tier. That's where Crescent Kick Impact belongs. I love that he's being averaged to C tier. Can we put this hero where he deserves to be? Crescent Kick is one of the weakest abilities in the game with an unforgiving cooldown, terrible range. D? Are you serious right now? An impact is one of the lesser effective things in the game. Yeah, I think S tier might be tweaking our average a little bit high. I think F is very deserved. Venturion adds a ranged attack to your Crescent Kicks. I tried to make him good. I tried to make him useful. I tried to give him a shot. Crescent Kick spawns projectiles that pierce through the enemies. It's not horrible. I'll generously put him in C tier, but like, yeah, it's not a super sexy ability. I love this average rating, by the way, because of the trolls in S and A tier and the community favored D tier. The average rating is, see, like most votes puts him in D tier, but the average is closer to C tier. Oh, Varsity Hero. C tier! No. Varsity Hero drops Fumble Footballs, which activates Rock and Rift. That increases your melee attack speed and your overall damage. This includes abilities, by the way. Not traps, but it includes abilities, by the way. He is super good. Just kind of a support hero. You never really want to put Varsity in the lead. I don't think that's really worth it. You have a lot better options up there. I was hoping I could find him quickly to make my point quickly, but whatever. I'm blind. Yeah, he's down here. Yeah, so there you go. Fumble Footballs. It's really, really nice. I use him in a lot of my melee builds. Who do we got next? Is it gonna go? I'm gonna pause. Who do we got here? Is this Dimmok? Because I know she's... Oh, it's not. It's not. That is not Dimmok. That's black and red. We are looking at one of the other Maris. This is Thunderstrike Mari. I'm so glad I got my cheat sheet. So let me remind myself and everybody. Thunderstrike, when your shield depletes, you knock back and stun nearby enemies. Okay. Shield depleting, knocking back, stunning enemies. I have never found that to be useful. I have seen friends of mine try to take advantage of that. If you are running a melee build, you're going to be taking damage. You will have your shield depleting often. I've seen people pair her with shield generation heroes for some effectiveness. I am going to optimistically say C, but I don't blame the people putting her in D and F. It's an ability that exists. It's not going to be being featured in a lot of my videos, but yeah. This is easy to recognize. This is Swordmaster Ken. He gives you a 75% damage bonus to swords when you have Shadow Stance active. That's immediately following a melee kill. I think A tier is super fair. I'm in line with all you guys because he is a really strong ability. 75% in the lead, 25 I think in support. It is good for swords, which is fine because swords are like the best melees in the game. But he's also a mythic, which makes him very hard to obtain, and activating Shadow Stance isn't that easy to do. Well, it is easy, but it requires you to get a kill first. And then finally, I wanted to pause because I wanted to point out the fact that he also gives you a team perk. So there's kind of a lot going on for Swordmaster Ken, but the team perk's not that amazing. 1-2 punch exists. It's there, but yeah, I think A tier is super balanced. This is Lamurai. Okay, pausing again, he's changed over the years. I don't even remember what he does anymore. Something about shurikens making them fan out, I believe. Want to double check that. It's throwing stars cooldown. Shurikens, throwing stars are actually pretty strong. Reducing their cooldown is nice, but I think Thunderstrike is kind of the same story where I'll put him in C tier. Like, throwing stars actually do a lot of damage. I was using them a lot literally today because of the Ventures modifier where in the Frozen Fjords winter season, if you get an elimination with an ability as a ninja, I know there's a lot going on there, it will increase your melee damage by 50% and your attack speed by 50%. And throwing stars are a great high damage ranged way to activate that ability. But reducing the cooldown of that, like using one of your support perks for that one ability, yeah, I think C tier. It's probably fair. This is Sarah Hotep. She actually reduces your Dragon Slash... Really? S tier? I don't know. She reduces your Dragon Slash energy cost by 30%. That is surprisingly useful because of some interesting math. I've said this a lot before, where we're going to see him later on, Dragon Scourge S tier. He makes your Dragon Slash super strong. And if we actually can find him real quick here, look at his abilities. He has Dragon Slash, Throwing Stars, Smoke Bomb. I actually don't know the exact math on that. 50, 30, 40. So that is 120 energy. That is a lot of energy. You literally cannot use all of it. Okay, we're paused on Farah. We know where she's going to be. With Sarah Hotep, without her, you can't use all of his abilities without running out of energy. But by reducing the Dragon Slash energy cost, you can spam all of his abilities without having the cooldown. Anyway, she's kind of useful. I actually use her a lot. A tier is kind of fair. This is going to be the easiest S tier on the list. I have learned recently that because Cavsin, who runs Fortnite DB, he did a yearly summary that I've covered on my channel. If you guys want to check out the 2023 yearly summary, you can just Google that. It's easy to find. She is literally the most popular ninja in the game. Like, bar none, her and Lynx are the most popular ninjas in the game, and she just makes bows, they branch out and do damage. It's really nice. So he is heavy attack efficiency and a paid hero, so a lot of people might angrily put him in F tier. It's not a super strong ability. I might have even put him in my collection book. I don't actually know if I have him out of the book. I think he's Piercing Lotus. It's like spear heavy attack efficiency. It's not even overall. Let me go to the collection book, starter packs, go down to Samurai Scrapper. Yeah, I put him in the book. It's spear heavy attack efficiency, which is D, I guess. It's useful when you need them, but very niche. Very, very niche. Pausing again. Who do we got here? There are a lot of Sarahs in the game. Deadly Blade is very good. Stonefoot is not. Stonefoot is another Crescent Kick hero. I don't know if she's cooldown or damage. Let's go find out together while the community votes on her real quick here. Stonefoot Crash is damage. So probably the better of the Crescent Kick heroes, but you can see the resounding F tier is Not very complicated. I love all the trolls averaging her higher than she deserves to be. It's a little annoying. I mean, when you're broadcasting to a couple hundred people, you're going to have idiots putting everything in S tier. I don't appreciate that. If you're watching this video, I always put a disclaimer in these tier lists, 10 minutes late, but I always try to put a disclaimer that you should not see this list as law. I have people watching this stream that just started playing today, and people have been playing for years, and then you can see the S tier people, like, they don't care. So you're not gonna get perfect info. A tier is great, by the way, but I just wanted to make that clarification. She leaves a trail of fire energy behind your Dragon Slash. Super useful. Dragon Slash, Dragon Scorch is so good that she's A tier just by being associated. It's one of those heroes. Who are you? I don't even know. Who has green styles? He might be Skirmisher. Oh, dear. Skirmisher Edge. I believe he's throwing stars, and I forget him all the time. I remember him coming up in my daily videos, and then me not even knowing. Throwing star energy cost, which is that different from him? Cooldown. Cooldown and energy cost. Okay. So, throwing star energy cost. Do you guys need to spend less energy throwing your energy stars? I'm going to sit back and see where the community places them. Like I said, throwing stars are strong. They're a good ranged ability for ninjas who are usually using melees at close range, but yeah, I don't think the energy cost is really that significant. The only reason Sarah Hotep is good with energy cost is because Dragon Slash is the most expensive at 50 energy per use, and reducing that is significant. I'll put him in D tier. Once again, no, that's not Anticuddle Sarah. I was about to say, that looks like Anticuddle. This is another Shuriken hero. I'm gonna hit play because Shurikens aren't that interesting, but Shuriken Master, what do you do? See, I don't even feel embarrassed that I forget all the Shuriken heroes because, well, I don't know. I'm a broken record if I even explain why that is. Oh, do I not have her? Oh my goodness. This happens sometimes. I, believe it or not, do not have every single hero in the game. Wow. Shuriken Master's over here. I'm being blind. She adds an extra throwing star. Okay. I'm being blind. I do have her. She just looks so similar to Anticuddle that it messed me up. This is Razor. She adds a couple of high-powered daggers to your kunai. So kunai, you leap in the air and throw a bunch of stars on the ground. It's a decent ability. I think B tier is fair. It's actually enough to do some really good chunking damage to a Mist monster. Not enough to kill them in the end game. So there's that. And they don't always seek the highest targets when you want them to. Sometimes they get wasted on baby targets. So B tier. If you're spamming kunai, you want to have her, but you don't want to rely on her. Who else do we got here? Who's next on the list? This is Ray, who is, I believe, an Intergalactic Ken reskin. I don't think I ever picked up Ray, because this was the point where I stopped buying starter packs. I just wasn't interested. Let's see. Yeah, eliminations with energy damage. So this is going to be the exact same as Intergalactic Ken. People will probably put her higher because of the cosmetic value. That's not how I'm personally ranking, but I respect it. Generating shield from energy damage can be very useful. I'll put it in B tier. I've seen the merit in some really high level builds, but I don't know. This is Plague Dr. Igor. That's a smoke bomb energy reduction. I tried to make a video on him, and it was so bad that I am just shamelessly putting him in F tier. I am just not at all. I'm not at all on board with that. I love this your list section, by the way, so you guys can see how my ratings are stacking up with the community's ratings, and it's why these community tier lists are like completely distinct from my personal tier lists. It's cool that we can vote as a community and get wildly different results. Who do we got here? Skirmisher Edge. We already voted him in C tier, so I might as well just be consistent. I'm going to let this run for like 15 seconds and then maybe skip it because, yeah, he's right where I want him to be. I think that's where he should be because they're the same hero. Paleoluna, I think people might have said F tier because they were still voting on Skirmisher. But, yeah, she is probably, I don't know. I've called her the Queen of Melees for years. Assassin Sarah is kind of matching her with recent math that I've been investigating. That's always been known that Assassin Sarah is great, but Paleoluna is so consistently amazing that if you're running melees, you can't forget that she exists. And, fun fact, there's been a glitch for the longest time that when you get eliminations with Paleoluna, it cuts down the battle beat stuff by half. So battle beat is 10 eliminations in 9 seconds. You do Rock and Riff just like Fumble did over there. But when you get kills with Paleo Luna, it counts for 2 eliminations because of your kill, and her damage counts twice for some reason. I'm only sharing this because it's been like this for years, and Epic seems to be uninterested in fixing it. So when you're running Battle Beat in support with Paleo Luna, you basically have a 5 kill requirement instead of 10. Kind of insane. And Battle Beat increasing your attack speed makes Paleo Luna better. I've been running Battle Beat and Fumble in my Paleo Luna supports for a long time now. It's crazy. She was already the queen of melees, and then she just got better when I didn't even realize it. So is that going to hit play? Okay, great. All right. This is Overtaker Hero. He makes your kunais explode. They are pretty strong. I'll say B tier. He's one of the core components of kunai loadouts that makes kunai as good as it can be. He's nice to have when you're running kunai. Not the sexiest ability ever, just some exploding kunais, but it's not a tremendous amount of damage on a per kunai basis, but you're throwing down like a dozen of them, so it works out. It works out. No, I'm wrong. I am absolutely wrong. You can tell how often I run kunai. Whoever was just writing a comment in the comments correcting me, no worries, I got you. Overtaker reduces the cooldown of kunai. Yeah, the eliminations reduce the cooldown. I was thinking of the other character, this guy up here. Bladestorm Enforcer explodes. Overtaker reduces cooldown. Okay, I still think he's B tier because, you know, like, kunai is kunai, but I think he's in the right list. I think he's in the right section, but I was wrong. Monks adds bananas that make the enemies slip and fall with your kunai ability. It's kind of useful if you're running kunai. I think C tier is fair, especially since it's yellow like a banana, and that's all I got. It's one of those unexciting heroes that just works. If you're running kunai, you want it. Rage says that Overtaker's underrated. I disagree. I have tested kunai. I've been there. I've done that. I test things in the end game. Power level 250 enemies. If it can't hold up against a power level 250, I usually don't. I was gonna pause to talk, but we all know where Mermonster is. I think. But yeah, Overtaker. He's great for. He's like S tier for kunais, but B tier if in the whole game. Mermonster gives you a melee damage bonus when you have low health. Because of Paleo Luna, you typically don't want low health, but even if you're running totally rocking out, you have plenty of ways to increase your melee damage. I have had a lot of people tell me I'm wrong about Mermonster. He's super underrated, great hero. None of my testing has ever corroborated that. If you're one of those people, drop a loadout in the comments down below. You might just see a video out of it. I have been wrong before, and those videos are fun to record, but not impressed by Mermonster. Lynx. Oh, Lynx. There are certain assets about her that make her S tier in my brain. But when I'm done with that and I go back to playing Fortnite, she's really strong for a short period of time. I think she's A tier. S tier heroes can do it all. They're always useful. They're amazing across the board. Is this bugged? Why am I only seeing 9 votes? Did we break the website? What? How did Lynx get 9 votes? What's going on? I'm confused. Maybe the website's a little broken? I saw that Discord reset in the background. I have to pause this because, yeah, Lynx is A tier. I think she made it where she deserves to be, but my vote didn't even go through. I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna hope the site works from now on. Lynx is not A tier. Yeah, he's disagreeing. Storm God's upset about it, but that's the thing about a community tier list is that we all voted, except in this instance we didn't all vote. So I'm just going to continue on and burn through this. Keelhaul is like one of those pirate heroes where, like, if you do sword damage, it increases your pistol, and if you increase pistol, it do sword. I don't even know which one she is. She looks like she's the sword buffing hero, but it's a C tier build. It's kind of fun, but yeah, they broke the site. Apparently, Jurassic Ken increases ability damage by 20% support. It's funny. He increases ability damage by 60% in the lead, but he only has 3 abilities. Kind of funny. And most abilities, if you're using them, you don't want Blast from the Past. So he's A tier when you need him. He's a really good support hero to not forget about, even if he's hardly ever used. I'll lean towards B tier just because he's rarely useful, but I have been excited to use him in the instances where I'm not running it. In fact, As I'm recording this, I mentioned I'm going to pause this on Intergalactic Ken, who should be right next to Ray. As I'm recording this, as mentioned, we are in the Frozen Fjord section. I'm going to show this just for posterity because you guys will be watching this in the future. Super Soldiers. Right now, as I'm recording, when you get range of eliminations, they decrease the cooldown by 4 seconds, which means I have been using loadouts that don't even use Blast from the Past. And all of my support perks here are Warcry related, but Intergalactic Ken would be really, really useful so long as I don't have shields. I'm remembering this as I'm recording. This is why I put him so low, because he's like, you need to not have shield, which means you need to be using Blast from the Past. But if you're not running Happy Holidays, you might not even want to be running Blast from the Past. I don't know, man. I want to love this hero. A 20% ability damage bonus is so strong, but he's just so hard to activate. So hard to activate. Rant over. I'm going to put him in B tier because that's exactly where Ray was, and yeah, sometimes the start button doesn't unvote, doesn't unpause the vote, but yeah, public queuing scarred him. Yeah, Storm God's a hater of links because a lot of newbie players like to run links, and I honestly don't fully understand why, but yeah. B tier, I think that's a pretty unexciting hero. He's being averaged higher than her for some reason. I'm just gonna... Oh, I want to skip him, but it messes everybody up. I don't want people to randomly vote in the wrong category, and we're close anyway. What do we got? Who are you? Infiltrator Ken. He increases your smoke bomb radius. If you're running smoke bomb, he's S tier. Smoke bomb is a okay ability. It's not really worth speccing for. A larger radius is nice, but every time I'm using smoke bomb, there are stronger heroes. You guys are putting him B, C, D. I'll go with the flow and put him in C tier. I might have thought D tier just because I feel like being attached to Smoke Bomb lowers you. I used to love Smoke Bomb. He used to be bugged where his radius was huge. It was massive. But, yeah. I'm curious where people put Hybrid. So, Hybrid increases your... No, he's not. What the... Are you trolling? You guys are trolling. Hybrid increases affliction duration. All right. No, pause this crap. I was curious and you guys are messing with me. I'm about to see all the keks in the stream chat. Hybrid increases affliction duration, which is really good if you're running Sub-Zero Zenith, because when you freeze enemies, affliction can actually crit, and the longer that you have the chance to crit with affliction, the longer you can freeze the target. So in that specific, very popular build, it's useful. In the lead, it's 67%, and Dragon Slash applies affliction, which is kind of nice, but not S tier. You guys are crazy. I might put him in like A tier if you're running Zenith, C tier normally. For the longest time, he's been putting his commander perk in his support, so he's been applying that affliction to your Dragon Slash normally. I don't like to play with glitches. I mentioned Paleo Luna only because that has been in the game for years. I don't like to vote based on glitches. She's S tier no matter what, but like, you guys are crazy. Who do we got here? This is Harvester Sarah, I believe. Yeah, so she increases your scythe damage when they're snared. Let me double check that while you guys vote. We were talking about her prior to recording. Yeah, against slowed and snared. That is super niche. Scythes are not that strong, and it's not... You don't really want to be running the slowed and snared 6 perk. I don't know. C tier? I'll put her in C. I think some people are just trolling, putting things in S tier. I don't know. I think C tier is fair. Who do we got next? It's down here, so... Oh, it's not going in order. Oh, I think it's going in reverse order. This is Freebooter Ken. He gives you full shields when you smoke bomb. And in the lead, the smoke bomb freezes. I have tried. I have really tried with this hero. I'm putting him in D tier. I think he's really nice to know about, but Smoke Bomb is on such a long cooldown, and you can lose your shield so fast that that's not even that good of an ability, in my opinion. Maybe an A tier Smoke Bomb hero, but I'll put him in D tier. I've never been impressed. You guys disagree, but yeah. She is heavy attack, or is it sword heavy attack? I'm going to need to drink some water after this recording. Holy guacamole. I plan on recording a few tier lists today, crank them out for the YouTube channel, but... Is she a ninja? Is she one of those characters that's like actually... Oh no, she's over here. Yeah. Sword attack heavy. I don't know. Swords are really strong. Sword heavy attacks can be really good. You guys said C tier. Yeah. I don't know. Not the craziest ability in the game. Who do we got next? It should be Fleet, right? I'm pretty sure this is Fleetfoot Ken. I want to double check. I'm looking at my... Yeah. I'm going to actually put him in S tier, just for the fun of it, because he is a universal hero. He will make you run faster in every loadout. And I am putting this in here for fun. I'm having a little bit of a chuckle with it, because you never really want him in the commander slot unless you're specifically upgrading your builds and endurance or something. But any noob can get him day one, throw him in the support of their loadout, and just infinitely run faster. So I like Fleetfoot Ken for that reason. I think A tier is fine. Ironically, as high as we've rated him, you never really want to use him in the end game. There are so many other perks that help you so much more than running a little bit faster, but yeah. Thunderstrike Mari makes it so that when you are... Let me see. Oh, is this Energy Thief or Thunderstrike? That looks like Energy Thief. Thunderstrike's different. Energy Thief is giving you energy from Crescent Kick. That's F. That is bottom of the barrel. Crescent Kick energy generation. Ugh. See, Thunderstrike Mari is like a semi-viable hero. I think that's where people were voting. Is she rightfully in F tier yet? Come on, F. Get her down. No! Stream delay. That's Dragon Scorch. Easy S tier. That is actually Dragon Scorch this time. He is almost unanimously for a second there. He gives you the extra range of Dragon Slash, extra damage of Dragon Slash. Dragon Slash is a very strong ability, not stronger than it needs to be. You need to be the correct power level for your mission, but if you are the same level of the enemies or higher, you can annihilate an entire crowd of enemies in one slash. Super strong ability. Sarah Hotep, like I said earlier, is like A tier just because of his Dragon Slash. Awesome hero. Dire. Dire gives you a 25% movement speed bonus at night specifically, which is always active in, I believe, the lab dungeon and Frost Knight. So he's really good in those zones. But he's fairly useless for the rest of the year. And same with his team perk. Really good when you need him. Like in S tier, I use him in Frost Knight. S tier, A tier when you need him. But he's so inactive that if I'm gonna like average his overall usability, I'll put him in B. It's kind of an annoying hero having to be active at night. This, I believe, is not Thunderstrike Mari. Let me make sure we all know who we're looking at here. This is Dim Mak Mari. She is Smoke Bomb cooldown reduction. Smoke Bomb cooldown reduction. That is the best Smoke Bomb hero in the game if you're trying to spam Smoke Bomb as often as possible. As mentioned, Smoke Bomb is not as good as it once used to be. I will, in my biased opinion, remembering how good Smoke Bomb used to be, put her in B tier, but yeah. For those who don't know, like I said, Infiltrator Ken used to have a massive Smoke Bomb. You used to be able to throw down a Smoke Bomb and hit every single enemy in an encampment. It was awesome. Pair that with Alchemist Sarah healing you, great ability. That hasn't been the case for like 4 years, though. Dennis drops burgers on the ground that heal you and give you energy. It's, in theory, a really good hero. S tier is extremely generous. Do you guys maybe think this is Dennis Jr.? He's not. He's not. Where is S tier coming from? Explain yourself, Peter. Peter, bot lover. He is kunai cooldown, is he not? He is not. Dennis is burgers that give you healing and energy. On paper, that's an all right. He's S tier because burger. This is why you don't trust community tier lists. If you're a new player learning the game, these are the knuckleheads that are guiding this list. You guys kidding me? A tier? What? A tier? You almost put him in S tier. What on earth, dude? He's like kind of good, but I've never been able to make him useful. You guys are funny. All right. This is Deimos. He's the exact same as this Smoky character here. Basically, when you're in Shadow Stance, after you eliminate an enemy with a melee, you activate Shadow Stance, you move faster, and you're tankier, you have more armor. He makes it so that you do a little bit of extra damage. And when I say a little bit, I mean a teeny, tiny, cutesy amount of extra damage. 6 base damage is not a lot. It's good for noobs if you just want some passive damage to the enemies around you, but it's functionally useless. Who? I need to vote. I need to pause. If I don't know who this is, you guys probably don't either. We have a lot of new viewers watching the channel. I'm not being condescending. I mean, like 9,000 new subs in the last month. So I doubt we all are on the same page. Deadly Star, I think, is Throwing Star Affliction. Yeah, 3 base energy damage. Ooh, boy. Throwing Stars. We've had this conversation a few times today. I'll put him in C tier. Affliction is pretty strong. Even 3 base damage. I don't know. I haven't used him that much. Why are we getting 4 votes? Is this the site bugging out again? Are people not voting, or is it glitching again? If I hit F5, am I going to see something new? Lag. Yeah, I wonder if the site... Yeah, I think we were bugged again. Maybe it's when I pause it that we have issues. I'm just going to let it go because he's an unexciting hero. Maybe we can all get on the same page for this hero. Okay. I might report that to the tier maker guys. Let them know that the website gets a little weird when you pause and unpause. She is, I think, spear damage. She's like one of the only spear damaging heroes in the game, and I don't know her by name. Yeah, spear damage to afflicted target. That's not that good. I have her favorited because I throw her on expeditions. She's one of those heroes that I'm so completely certain I'm not going to use soon that I just throw her away. Yeah, it's one of those heroes. Now, on the opposite end is Deadly Blade Crash, one of our queens of melee. Oh, she's so good. I use her in almost every melee build. Melee crit hits, snare, and afflict your targets. It slows them down, and they take 37% of damage dealt, which, if you're using like the Ravager or something like that, that's a lot of damage. That is tens of thousands of extra damage per second. Her ability is slow though. 17 votes. Is the site just like bugging out again? What's going on here? I'm not sure what's happening. It says 145 participants, but almost nobody's actually voting. Weird. Deadly Blade. Anyway, a lot of extra damage. Super good. He drops egg bombs when you... Can't be Shockwave. I think he's Kunai. Yeah, Kunai egg bombs. Actually pretty good. I ran him in dungeons. I'll put him in B tier. I'm going to join Rage over here in the Kunai fan club. I still know that Kunai is not like an endgame ability, but it's really fun when it works. So, yeah, it's just bugging. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. It's like only 60 of us actually get to vote right now. Well, either way, I think we're getting the results that I'm expecting. This is the fan of throwing stars. This is where it throws in a fan. So instead of in a straight line, it's actually in a wide arc. I have actually found this to be a deficit. I feel like this character actually makes shurikens worse because they're not focusing on a single target anymore. They're scatter shot hitting everything. I would have put him in D. I don't know what you guys are doing with the S and A tier over here. I completely disagree with that, but whatever. Same as Deimos. What did we put him in? C tier? Yeah. I think that's fair enough. Again, I'd skip the vote, but it kind of screws people up. Who is this next hero? Let's get ahead of things, because I can see Yellow Jacket. That's Brawler Luna? Okay. Brawler Luna is everybody's favorite hero to pick on. I think she is like Crescent Kick ability cooldown or something. I don't remember exactly, but it's everybody's favorite like pick for worst hero in the game. I don't completely think that's true, but I get it. Brawler is right here. Crescent Kick cooldown. Yeah. We are reducing the cooldown of an ability that nobody wants to use. 2 thumbs up hero design. Not very exciting. Obviously, we got the trolls putting S tier. That's where the average is a little aggressive. Is she really getting average to D tier? Yeah, whatever. I think F tier is where she belongs. Next hero is going to be Overtaker hero. He makes your shurikens, or I'm sorry, your kunai shurikens explode. We already talked about him. I think it's kind of a B tier ability, actually. He makes kunai a little stronger than it normally is. Not S tier. You guys are way more forgiving than Where is S tier coming from? Explain yourselves, chatters. Damo, this guy is starter pack hero. You had to pay money to get him, and he's a reskin of this guy right here. So these 2 heroes are the exact same. No point. Did it glitch out? Okay, so this is Assassin Sarah, easy S tier. She is a hero in the lead where if you get 5 hits with a melee, it stacks her ability up to a cap of 5, basically functioning as a 90% damage bonus to your melee. That is huge. That is a lot of damage. In fact, I keep talking about this season, but I can only be in this current time right now. Lotus Assassin Sarah is a reskin of Assassin Sarah, so I've been using Assassin Sarah in the build today as of recording. Great hero. And same thing with Anti-Cuddle. She's not resounding S tier in my opinion, but she does give you energy back when you get melee kills, and funding your energy is really good if you're using a lot of heavy attacks, lunging around with the Ravager, which is a heavy attack, but the Ravager has 2 heavy attacks, so it's kind of, you know, a lot of energy getting used there if you can't phase shift as a ninja. But if you're using your abilities, it's kind of nice. But you can see I'm struggling to find all the reasons she's great, because energy of a ninja, you can give it or take. Give or take, give or take. And that's it! That is the community tier list. You can see most votes and average rating, 2 completely different stories. It was my community's suggestion that weighed heavily in like having them add this at all, and I'm again a little proud of actually being a part of that process. But yeah, nothing averaged to S tier, but plenty of yeah. I think plenty of heroes in the correct position up here. I think in general we got a lot here. We're missing a ninja here. Who are we missing? Oh, you know what? We might be. Fenix. Fenix is not in the list. I was making this template off of my outdated ninja video. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna have to be more careful next time, because I believe Fenix might not even be in here. But if I go actually back to the game, go over here, go to the hero section, manage, blah, 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 sort by name, Fenix should be right. Is Fenix not a ninja? Am I gonna look like a fool in a second here? Oh, he might be a soldier. He might be a soldier. I'm gonna go pause and find out. Okay, I keep favoriting heroes and throwing myself off. Yeah, Fenix. He makes it so that tamed wildlife take damage vulnerability, and then in the lead he explodes them. It's... ah, boy. It's like an F tier ability. Oh, it's like an A tier ability on paper, but wildlife just... in my video featuring Fenix, the wolf that I tamed was like ignoring targets and not even attacking them. So he's like a lot of those ability heroes where he's got a really good ability on paper, but he's attached to some really useless animals. So yeah, I say F tier, but he could be a worthwhile hero in the future. I'm sorry for missing this, but thank you to Walry for pointing that out, because we damn near didn't even talk about him. But there you go. There's the ninja tier list. 37 minutes. Let's get out of here. If you guys want to watch any more tier lists, I got a whole playlist featuring them. You guys can check it out. I'm gonna go hang out with these viewers. You guys, subscribe. Check out some more videos. I'll see you in the next one.